Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Myself Vaibhav. In today's session of market movers, the JForex indicators. Earlier I used to do market movers, so inadvertently I remember the same name. Now for this session, the focus is going to be on another moving average. This time we are going to consider the weighted moving average, and as from the name you can guess that this moving average calculated after giving particular weight to the price data. We can opt for the weighting, how much you want to pay the weight for the recent data or the prior data. We can customize that, but I think on the platform we will have to work with the indicator options provided to us, and here on this platform more weightage is given to the recent price data, and I don't think we can really change that. So all we can do is consider different time frames, different candle periods for the calculation, and see how this evolves. So this is the Euro USD chart, and I have plotted the weighted moving average for the 30 candle periods. And given the fact that each candle is of 1 hour, we have this weighted moving average calculated for past 30 hours of data. And here, this is going to move as per the price action. If we have the higher side moves, if the formation is climbing on the higher side, then you will see the weighted moving average following the price closely, and it will be in ascending direction. If the price moves are negative, if there is a formation of lower lows and lower highs, then of course the formation tends to be bearish, where we have this declining weighted moving average pricing plotted hour after hour. And whenever there is stabilization, we have this kind of sideways movement observed in the weighted moving average. So that's how this weighted moving average is calculated and plotted on the chart. This is a versatile indicator. You can use it in many ways. You can look at it from the point of view of finding the trend of the underlying instrument, or you can even look for the deviation. If there is a significant price deviation from the weighted moving average price, the average price, then you can count on the retracement. Of course, nothing is foolproof. You will see everything failing once in a while, or you can even say more often than not. So we have to be very careful while looking at the strategy which is likely to bring in profit, and we have to customize it as per our requirement. That's why it is very important to know how we can take advantage of this indicator and the options provided to us. So now, if we consider the input pricing for this particular indicator, we are seeing that the applied price is the closing price, and you can always change. I had explained this while explaining the other two moving averages, the simple moving average and the exponential moving average, the SMA and the EMA. Even there, we had the options of applying these different prices while calculating the weighted moving average. We can opt for closing price, we can opt for open price, we can go for high price, low price, medium price, typical price, or weighted close price. So we have all these options. And this example particularly, you should pay note that here the weighted closing price, more weightage is being given to the closing price. So when we give more weightage to a particular candle period, all we do is take that particular price more times, and then we divide it by the number of times it has taken. So here you can see the closing price was included twice, and so correspondingly we added the 2 as the dividing factor to the 2 of high and low, so we got 4. Otherwise, you can see when the closing price was taken once, we divided it by 3. Now here, more weight was given to the closing price, and then we divided it by 4. So that's how the weighted price is calculated. That's how this indicator formation works. So okay, we here work with this weighted close price for calculating the weighted moving average, and if we want, We can change it. We can go for 50. So I am changing the weight and the moving average price candle period to 50. And now this is the plotting done for the 50 hours of data of the euro USD, where more weight is being given to the recent price moves. Okay, now let us consider what we can play with, what we can do with this calculation. Suppose, for example, I add another indicator. Now you can take most of the cases you can take any indicator. I'm not sure totally, but let's try with the MACD. And what we can do, I think, we can take the weighted moving average of the MACD also. So we will try it out. Otherwise, there are some other indicators which I know for sure that we can take the weighted moving average of that particular indicator also. So let's now see if we can take the weighted moving average of MACD or not. So we go for these edit options. Here it's taking bit time, not responding. Just wait for a couple of seconds and I hope it will be back on track. It's something to do with the need or the system, even I'm not sure. But if the problem becomes recurring, I will have to, of course, find a permanent solution to this. Now, coming back to the calculation of the weighted moving average price, let's see what we can do. So we go for the edit option. Now here, the price calculation is this. So from it, we can make it out that we can't really take the weighted moving average of the MACD, but there is another indicator, Donchian channel. And now let's see if we can take the. Okay, so here we can take whatever is the Donchian channel prices, we can use those as the input price. And here we can then take the weighted moving average of that. Okay, so we are taking the weighted moving average of the high price of this Donchian channel, and you can see now this weighted moving average price has shifted quite a lot on the higher side. So here it is a lot more different than what we were seeing earlier, and that's happening because this is the weighted moving average price of this higher band of this Donchian channel. Suppose if I change it now, let's go for the middle, and you will see that the band, the weighted moving average price has shifted on the lower side compared to what it was when we were looking at it on the higher side. All right. And suppose if I change it to low, then you will see it being plotted closer to the low of the Donchian channel. Let's change it to low. Okay. So here we have it plotted on the lower side. So we get these options provided to us, and we can find out the weighted moving average of other indicators also. Suppose, for example, let us try plotting SMA or something. Let's go for SMA. Let's do a quick search. SMA. All right. So this is the SMA, and let's now try to find out the weighted moving average WMA of the SMA. So here we got this SMA option also. Now this WMA is the WMA of this SMA. So you have to pay attention that it is a lot more smoother given the fact that this is the WMA of the SMA. So when you want to find out the trend in a smoother manner, you don't really want your trend following system to fluctuate too much given these topsy-turvy moves in the price, but you want to have a reliable trend finding system, then I think you can try it out and see how this system works for you. So we have these all sorts of options provided to us, and all we have to do is try out various combinations, see how it works, whether it is giving you a better idea of the profitable trading opportunities or not. And depending on that, you can go for any particular formation, particular combination. So that's our purpose is to consider what we can do with the various indicator provided to us on this platform. I will now remove the Don Keen channel and the SMA also, and let us now get back to the WMA. Now coming to the output, you can play around with these various combinations. If you are a person who likes to make it more colorful and more stylish, then we have got all these options. So there is the thin line of the WMA. If you want to increase the width, you can do that. And here you have the width of 4. Okay, and it is looking a lot more pronounced now. If you want to use the lower time frame data, you can do that. You can go for 10, you can go for 5. Now this is the 10 hours WMA, and you can see that it is following the price moves quite closely. Yes, Janice? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yesterday it was a problem with the system. Cool, cool. Now coming back to these WMA options, we can play around with these various options provided to us and see what we can find out to optimize the trade systems. Now let's see what we can do. So here we have this transparency option provided to us, and last time around also I had explained to you. If you are going with multiple WMAs or multiple moving averages in the same chart, then it is a lot easier on the eyes if we use lower transparency. Now if I add a couple of WMAs here, and is of the same time frame, I will change it to say 50. Okay, so now this is of the 50, and if I add a couple of more, let's add two more. Oh, I think inadvertently I have removed it. I need to add it again, and we make it edit, and this will be 100, and let's add one more of 200. Now you can see that we have four WMS plotted, but it doesn't look like the chart is too cluttered as the transparency is low. We are getting a quite good idea of what is happening in the background, but more pronounced are these price formation candles. So we get the feel, we know what is happening in the background, which average is doing what, whether the larger time frame WMAs and the lower time frame WMAs are moving in tandem or not. And still we have it looking aesthetic. But if I use more uh, transparency, or you can say lower transparency, not more transparency, suppose if I change the output and use it opaque, then you can get these quite pronounced WMAs. And if we make all these fours more pronounced, then it will look a lot more cluttered. So all these options are provided on the platform. A lot of thinking has gone into this designing, so you should take advantage of that. Now if we want to make it of different color, so we can identify it a lot more easily and use higher transparency. We can do that as well. So we have all these options provided to us. Now let's see what more we can do. So this is the 200 WMA, the weighted moving average plotted on the hourly time frame. Now let's consider the levels and some advanced option. So we have these options of calculation being done on only new candle. If you observe the WMA's pricing closely, you will see that the WMA's price will move as per these ongoing candles price move. If it is going on the lower side, then you will see slight changes in the WMA's pricing. But if you opt for these options, then for each candle period, the calculation will be done only once, and only when new candle is calculated, new candle is plotted, that's the time when we have the new calculation for the WMA, and that will remain constant for that particular candle period. So that is also one option you can opt for. Highlight the time period zone, you can do that as well. Calculate from the custom data. Suppose if you are looking at different time frame chart, but you want the WMA to be calculated on the hourly candle only, then you can opt for that. Now these will be calculated on the hourly time frame, and if I change it to say 15 minutes, it still remains of the hourly time frame. So the WMA calculation will be dependent on that data which we have opted for, and not the candle period of this chart. So WMA, this is being calculated on the 200 hours of data. Okay, even though the candle period is different. So that's how this works, and it makes our life easier. Adds more fun, you can say. Okay, and let's see what more can be done. On shorter period, display values at the candle custom period end. So if you want to opt for this, then new calculation will be done when the candle period ends. When if you opt for these custom period start, then the new calculation will be done only when the new candle start and the middle and each candle. So all these options are there. Show indicator on all periods. Suppose if you don't really want to see any particular price data, particular price WMA on any given time frame. Suppose if I plot it for 15 minutes and I don't really want, suppose I have 15-minute work. Okay, so now let's consider that I have opted for 15 minutes, that WMA of 200 hours will be shown only on 15-minute chart, and on other time frames, other candle pairs, no plotting will be done of the 200 WMA. So that's how this system works. So whichever candle time period you want to look at, you want to use, you can do that and you can customize it. Now I will have to again go back to the 15-minute candle period to get that WMA. And here it is. Okay. So these are all the options provided to us, and we can work with these options to look at the price formation and try to find out the optimum trading opportunities to go long, go short, or simply go for scalping opportunities. So all these options are given to us by this wonderful platform which has been developed by the Dukascopy Bank SA. So with these guys, I will be ending the session. If you have any query or any idea to share, you can write back to me in the feedback section, and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. For further coverage of the market developments, do check out the Dukascopy Analytics page. We are also available on the Facebook. You can reach out to us there. For using this platform for trying out various features provided on the JForex, the link has been given in the bio. So that's it from my side. See you next time around with a new indicator. Till then, goodbye.